Okay, so the next test, right along with me, your test 4.3 C, I think, or B, yeah. Yes, 4.3B. Okay, 4.3B. So for this one, the portion includes under exercise 4.3, question B2, textbook, page 92. Okay, so open your textbook to page 92 and let me read the question for us. So here, 4.3B. Right, so here, find the roots of the quadratic equation in question 1. So we have to use question 1, same question, above by applying quadratic formula. So before we start this, we write down this one. This is an important point that we're going to use under this question. Okay, so here, if we have a quadratic equation given to us, in the general form there is ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. This is the general formula for a quadratic equation. Suppose this is given to us, and on calculating b squared minus 4ac, we found out that this is greater than 0, or if it's not greater also, at least equal to 0. That means this value on calculating, we find that it is not less than 0, but greater than 0 or equal to 0. Then, okay, keep that in mind. Then the roots will be there, okay, and roots will be of the quadratic equation. This form of equation, quadratic equation, will be given by formula x, root means the value of x, is equal to minus b plus minus root over b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So if value of b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0, or at least equal to 0, but not less than 0, that means it's not a negative value, then we can calculate then there will be roots for sure, and we can find that root by using this formula x equal to minus b plus minus root over b squared minus 4ac by 2a. So memorize this formula. Okay, so this is called quadratic formula. And here, okay, here, okay, so here, or we can simply say this formula is called quadratic formula, the one we've written here. Okay, quadratic formula, full stop. Okay, it's known as quadratic formula. And then here, this one here, b squared minus 4ac is nothing but, is called discriminant. Okay, discriminant. Write the spelling correctly. Discriminant, denoted usually, okay, by the English letter capital D. The word discriminant means this b squared minus 4c discriminant means it will tell us whether the given quadratic equation has roots or not, number one, and if they have roots, what type of roots also they can tell. Okay, so keep this in mind and memorize this formula. Having done this, now we can start with question number 1. Question number 1, subheading 1. This is our question number 2. Okay, so this question number 2 is nothing but they're saying use the same question as question number 1. So the first one is 2x squared minus 7x plus 3 equal to 0. So here, make sure that while solving by using quadratic formula, the x squared term is in first place, the x term in second place, and the term having no x squared and x in the third place. So that's already arranged. So here, a means the coefficient of x squared, the one in front of x squared, sorry, 2, plus 2. B means the coefficient of x, so in front is minus 7. C is the term having no x squared or x, so which is plus 3. So find out A, B, and C, okay, to use this formula, quadratic formula. Then after you do that, find the discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac. Why? Because once we calculate this value, we'll come to know whether this quadratic equation has real roots or not, okay? And if they don't have real roots, then we will not be solving, right? But if they have real roots, then only we will proceed to solve by using this quadratic formula. So b squared minus 4ac, here is nothing but b, as you can see, is minus 7, so put it in a bracket. That is essential because the power is here 2 belonging to minus also. Then here minus 4 into a plus 2 into, using brackets can denote into automatically, okay, ac plus 3. So minus 7 square means minus 7 into minus 7. So minus into minus plus, so 49. 7 sevens are 49. 4 2s are 8 and 8 3s are 24. So the bigger absolute value is plus 49. Smaller one we put it down, minus 24. So plus minus means we subtract. So 9 minus 4, 5. 4 minus 2, 2. Sign will be plus, so this is equal to plus 25. Means we don't have to put plus because it's the first term. So b squared minus 4ac value we got plus 25 means definitely it is greater than 0. Plus 25 is greater than 0, isn't it? In other words, that is D, the discriminant, or b squared minus 4ac. Okay, d squared or b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0 here. So the roots of the given equation exist. The roots exist because it's greater than 0, because here we see if it's greater than 0 or equal to 0, then they have roots, so we use the formula, so they have roots. So even only if d or b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0 or equal to 0, then we'll proceed to solve by using this formula. If it's lesser than 0, suppose minus 25, which is less than 0, we'll write here the roots of the given equation do not exist. Okay, so we need not solve. That meaning is, so since the roots exist, we have to use quadratic formula to solve it. So I'm just going to wrap this portion because we don't need anymore. So here we write next after this, using quadratic formula. Okay, using quadratic formula, we get what? X, this has to be in our memory, we know that, long line, minus b plus minus root over b squared minus 4ac, as we can see here. This formula has to be in our mind, in our memory. So this is how we solve by using quadratic formula. Once we get to know that the roots exist, then we can use the formula divided by 2a, as you can see. Then slowly we proceed to put the right values in right places. Minus here and go to b. I wrapped out here, but a is 2, b was minus 7, and c was plus 3. So here b is minus 7, so you put here bracket minus for the formula, and b itself is again minus 7. Please note what we're doing carefully, okay, in the first sum, because we're going slow. Plus minus root over b is minus 7. So minus and S7 is there, means it implies we need to put bracket in order to put the power b square. If we didn't put a bracket, it will become wrong. Okay, minus 4 into a into c. So a is here 2. So put there. So once we put bracket, automatically it denotes we're multiplying. So into c, here plus 3. Divided by 2 into a, here 2. So once we're through with that, we go to the next step. Minus into minus is plus 7. So we write here plus 7. Plus minus root over. Minus square. The power is even, so minus into minus plus. And 7 square is 49. So it will be plus 49. Minus 7 into minus 7. Minus into minus plus. 7 sevens are 49. Then here minus 4 2s are 8. 8 3s are 24. So minus 24. Divided by 2 3s are 6. Here, oh sorry, 2 2s are 4. 2 2s are 4. And here 7 plus minus. Previously we have done this also. 49 and 9 minus 24. We got it 25. So we can write that divided by 4. 7 plus minus. Root 25 can be written as 5 into 5. So double, same number can come out of the root as single 5. No more root. Divided by 4. So our first root is 7 plus 5 by 4. The second root is 7 minus 5 divided by 4. So as we proceed, we're going to get here that will be equal to 7 plus 5 is simply, very simple, 12 by 4. Comma 7 minus 5 is plus 2, so plus 2 by 4. So cancel, 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. 4 1s are 4, 4 3s are 12. So first answer 3. Second root is 1 by 2. So 3 and 1 by 2. So we are not noticing that whether we do by completing the square or by quadratic formula, different method also, answer is same. And the answer should be same, right? Let's go to the next one. Okay. Okay, so keep this in your mind. I'm just going to wrap out this one for lack of space. Okay, so next question. Question number 2, which is actually question number 1, subheading 2 now we're going to use. But we're going to solve by quadratic formula. So number 2 is, let me see this one. 2x squared plus x minus 4 equal to 0. So as we have been doing in the previous one also, we have to first find out here coefficient of x squared, which is a, plus 2, coefficient of x, which is in front no number, means plus 1, and c is the term having no x squared in x, which is clearly minus 4. And as we did in the previous sum by quadratic formula, before we do solving by quadratic formula, we have to find out b squared minus 4ac, which is b is here 1 square minus 4 into a here into c minus 4. 1 square is 1, right? And minus into plus, minus, minus into minus, plus. So multiply the signs first, is easier. I think 4 2s are 8, 8 4s are 32. So we're getting here 33. Plus 33 is greater than 0. That is, in other words, the discriminant d, or the value of which is b squared minus 4ac, is greater than 0. Therefore, the roots of the given equation, means this equation, exist because it is greater than 0. So if the roots exist only, then we'll proceed to solve by formula. Before that, I can write down since. Okay, so using quadratic formula, we get we know the formula. This has to be clear in our memory. X is equal to minus b plus minus root over b squared minus 4ac divided by twice a. So let us put the value slowly here. Minus b, and go back here. B is 1 plus minus root over b squared, so 1 squared, because b is 1, minus 4 into means I can put bracket. A is 2 into c is minus 4 divided by twice into a, here 2. So once we have written it carefully like that, now we can go on to the next step. So in the next step, put equal and put a long line first. Minus into plus, so minus 1. You can remove the bracket that way. Plus minus root over 1 square is simply plus 1. Now here, multiply the signs first. Minus into plus minus. Minus into minus plus. So you put your plus. Then multiply. 4 2s are 8. 8 4s are 32. 32 divided by 2 2s are 4. So once we're done with that, we're going to get here 2a. So 2 2s are 4. Right, so we're going to get here minus 1 plus minus root over 33. Because 1 plus 32 is 33. So our first answer will be minus 1 plus root 33 divided by 4, comma, second answer minus 1 minus root 33, minus 1 minus root 33 divided by 4. Cannot make it any simpler than that, so that's our answer. Okay, then go to the number 3. Question number 2. So this is how we solve by using quadratic formula. We first find out b squared minus 4ac to know whether the roots exist or not. Because we can solve only when the root exists. If the roots doesn't exist, then we will not solve. There's no point solving, in other words. So here, number 3, question number 1, subheading 3. That's what we are using for question number 2. So 4x squared plus 4 root 3x plus 3 is equal to 0. That's what we're going to use. So I think it's already arranged. So you write here. A is the coefficient of x squared, which is 4. B is the coefficient of x in front of x, so plus 4 root 3. C is the one in the third place, third term, so 3. So we need to find out b squared minus 4ac. The reason is, as I said, if this b squared minus 4ac value after calculating is greater than 0 or equal to 0 only, then the roots exist. Then we can solve. But if it is negative number less than 0, then we will say the roots do not exist. So we cannot solve because there's no roots. So b is here 4 root 3. We need to put bracket because there are two factors here. B squared minus 4 into a, so a is here 4, into c, so c is here 3. B squared minus 4, a, and c. So here 4 4s are 16. And root 3 square we know is root 3 into root 3 means root will remove, so which will become 3. Root 3 into root 3 is 3. So 16 into 3 is what is this. So 6 3s are 3 6 are 18. 3 1s are 3 plus 1 4. So this is plus 48 minus 4 4s are 16. 16 into 3 is, as you can see, 48 again. So 48 minus 48 is 0. So we have here a situation where we have here, that is d or our value for b squared minus 4ac exactly equal to 0. So we will write here, therefore, the roots of the given equation exist. Because in the beginning we learned that if b square minus 4ac is greater than 0 or at least equal to 0, then they have roots. The roots exist. That's what we discussed. So equal to 0, so they have roots. And if this is the only condition where b square minus 4ac is less than 0, then no roots. This is the only condition where we need not solve because there are no roots, no real roots. So using quadratic formula, okay, write the formula from memory. We get slowly x equal to minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac divided by twice a. Once you've written that, because they have roots, so we can use the formula to solve. So we go here, that will be equal to minus b. So go and write down minus, put bracket and find the value of b, then it is 4 root 3 plus minus root over b square. So b is this one, so 4 root 3 square. The whole square, b square minus 4 into a into c. So 4 into a is here 4, into c is here 3. Divided by twice into a. So twice into a is here 4. So we write here, long line, minus into plus, so minus 4 root 3 plus minus root over, as we have done previously, 4 4s are 16, and then root 3 square is 3, so 3 into 16 is 48, so we write here 48 minus 4 4s are 16, 16 into 3 again you see is 48, 2 4s are 8, so minus 4 root 3 plus minus 0, root over 48 minus 48 is 0. 48 minus 48 is root over 0 divided by 8. So minus 4 root 3 divided by 8. Okay, before that, 4 root 3 minus root 0 is simply 0. No root need be put there. Plus minus divided by, as you can see here. So the first answer is minus 4 root 3 plus 0 by 8, comma, because it has two roots now, 4 root 3 minus 0 divided by 8. So here sorry minus here, so minus 4 root 3 plus 0 is minus 4 root 3, because addition or subtraction to 0 doesn't affect the number. So minus 4 root 3 plus 0 is minus 4 root 3 by 8, comma, minus 4 root 3 minus 0 is simply minus 4 root 3. Whether plus or minus, 0 doesn't come into the account right there. So 8, then we can cancel 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8, 4 1s are 4, 4 2s are 8. So our answer is minus root 3 divided by 2, comma, here also minus root 3 divided by 2. The two roots are identical, minus root 3 by 2 minus root 3 by 2. Okay, then the one more question, the last one. So the last one is subheading 4. Question number 1, subheading 4, which is actually question number 2. Go there, question number 1, subheading 4. There is given 2x square plus x plus 4 equal to 0. So we have to find out here a, the coefficient of x square, which is plus 2, b, coefficient of x, which is plus 1, c, the third term here, plus 4. So as we have been doing previously, b square minus 4ac is what we find out first. B, as you can see here, is 1, so 1 square minus 4 into a, so a is here 2, into c, so c is here 4. do it carefully. So here that will give you 1 1s are 1, minus and a plus, minus, minus and a plus, minus, so it will be minus. 4 2s are 8, 8 4s are 32. So which is coming out as, now bigger absolute value minus 32, and no sign here means plus 1, smaller one always down. So minus plus means subtract, so 2 minus 1 1, and here 3, so 31, and bigger number absolute value is 32, whose sign is minus. So this answer 31 also will be having minus sign. So minus 31 is definitely less than 0. Any negative number is smaller than 0, you know that, right? Minus 1 is smaller than 0, minus 2 is smaller than 1 also. Negative numbers, smaller, bigger absolute value is actually smaller. Minus 4 is smaller than minus 1, minus 4 is smaller than minus 3. So anyway, minus number means surely less than 0, because on your integer scale, on the right side of 0 is plus 1, 2, 3, on the left side is minus 1, minus 2, indicating it's minus negative integers are smaller than 0, so it's smaller than 0. So if it's smaller than 0, in other words, we mean to say, you can write these things down, that is d or b square minus 4ac, which is this actually, minus 31, less than 0. So if it's less than 0, then we can write here 1, keep some space, okay, minus 31, before you put less than 0, okay, less than 0, okay, just write less than 0. So here, that's okay. Now here, therefore the roots of the given equation, that means given quadratic equation, does not exist. So we cannot solve by using quadratic formula. So if they do not exist, then we stop. Okay, so before we end, summary, in this class we have learned this value here, b square minus d value is b square minus 4ac, discriminant value. If this b square minus 4ac or d is greater than 0, okay, or if it is b square minus 4ac is at least equal to 0, then we club these two together, b square minus 4ac greater than 0 like first, or equal to 0 like the second, then the roots exist. Second one is if b square minus 4ac is negative number, means less than 0, like this, minus 31 and all, the roots do not exist. Okay, so learn that. I hope you got it. Okay, so we'll continue the next test in the next class.